and I'm so happy to announce one of my most ambitious projects yet. Murder Drones is a show about cute little robots that try to murder each other for reasons.
We've been working on Murder Drones for about the past year.
In secret.
Yeah, it's been amazing. I think we've been having so much stupid fun. It's really nice to have other people working on the project, especially, people that have such different skill sets.
Really cool to see the talent in the glitch team taking our bullshit and then turning that into an actual product.
Yeah.
Murder drones.
Murder drones.
Murder drones.
Murder drone.
Murder Drones.
Murder drones.
Murder drones. Murder drones. Murder drones.
Look forward to Murder Drones season.
Okay, almost got it, and shit.
You rock, new kid.
Shut up.
How's your crash course at 𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐂𝐋𝐀 High going?
Pretty fucking terrible. Okay, let's try this one more time. I'm gonna need you to shut the up on this one, okay?
Yeah!
No high fives, okay? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh shit! Motherfucker! I just can't get this right. What are you looking at?
What? For me? Looks good. Was that
You
yours?
stop catching it!
New research subject?
Fuck
Whose
you.
is that?
Screw you guys, alright? Screw you, screw you, screw you, and screw you. Okay? I've been doing this for what? Like, I don't know. Carried it to 5 months. 5 months I've been doing this. So yeah, I'm done. Okay, I'm finished. I would say my experience here has been a fun one, but really, it hasn't. Oh, you see that? You see that? That's the 3rd one now. Okay, that's my cue. I'm gone. Goodbye, forever. You guys do know that you will never see me again. Like, I'm not coming back here ever again. Alright then. Goodbye, forever. Take care. So, this is Murder Drones, a fun and relatively new indie animation series produced by the one and only Glitch Productions. Murder Drones follows the story of 𝗧𝗪𝗓, an angsty teen robot with an attitude, and her mission to kill all humans, all the while being accompanied by a surprisingly friendly murder drone named N, who she then falls in love with. Yeah. This time around, we see the combined efforts of Glitch and another animation channel by the name of Liam Vickers Animation. Liam Vickers being the mastermind behind all the horrifying and disturbing moments that take place in the series. Alright, let's just stop things right there. I'm pretty sure everyone and their mother knows what Murder Drones is, so I won't waste time going into what it's about. With that being said, let's start over. Hi, hello there. As some of you may already know, I've had my eyes on Murder Drones for quite some time. In the past, I've talked about Glitch Productions and their lineup of incredible shows, Sunset Paradise, Meta Runner, and with Murder Drones being next on the list. I feel like I've said this before, but I really enjoy the creative diversity Glitch goes for when making their shows. You've got one story in this colorful, innocent video game-like world, and another in this vast, corrupt, dystopian world where literally video games are everything. And then to something like, well, this. So yeah, pretty significant difference. But from the first glance, it was crystal clear the type of direction Glitch had in mind for this new idea. And clearly, they struck gold. So the question is, where have I been and why has it taken me so long to make a video on this? To put it in simple terms, life. Life happens. You see, a good few months ago, I worked at a shoe store that some of you may have heard of, and let me just tell you right now, those were the worst 9 months of my life. Granted, I got a couple of videos out, but working there quite literally drained me both mentally and physically. I also got my hands on the new PSVR 2 headset, so that's been eating up a lot of my free time. And I guess finally would be my overall motivation. Murder Drones was gaining so much traction and so much popularity to the point where more and more videos were being uploaded every day, and the fan base grew to an extraordinary size. Theory videos, deep dive analysis, it was all a lot to wrap my head around, and would honestly turn me off from getting my opinion out there, because more often than not, whatever I had to say had already been said, and that was the reality of it. So what's changed? Well, I no longer work at a hellhole, so that's great. I'm in a better headspace, so more videos are likely to come. And I recently binge watched all 6 episodes as of the time I'm currently recording, so I can confidently say I'm quite into Murder Drones. The build up for the launch of Murder Drones has been an exciting one, having characters from the show appearing in SMG4's videos to getting teasers of this creepy world in other projects. The team over at Glitch has really put their heads together to come up with something so unique and oddly disturbing. Who honestly thought that all it would take was one meeting between an indie animation studio and a guy with an idea that would make headlines, spark a community, and revolutionize indie animation on the web. So as that first episode countdown finally reached its end, all that was left for us to do was sit down and enjoy the ride. The announcement: Glitch x Liam Vickers. Who would have known?
Hey, look at us.
Look at us.
Huh?
Who would have thought?
Not me.
No, seriously. When it was announced that these two would be working together on a show, I was genuinely intrigued. I can say with full disclosure that I wasn't expecting something of this level of quality and detail. I expected no less than a short, not a full-blown 20-minute episodic story. Needless to say, I was impressed with how everything looked and sounded. Pretty soon, Liam and Glitch were taking things to the next level due to the overwhelming success of Murder Drones. A fan event rolled around, and up on stage, Kevin and Liam were teasing fans of what's more to come for the series and promising a bright future ahead. Oh hey, I know that guy. Anyway, after the first episode, I had a hunch that Murder Drones would be in good hands, especially with someone like Liam behind the wheel. Let's just say this isn't Liam's first rodeo when it comes to comedy horror series. One of the best examples I can think of, and his most popular work, would be his original pilot animation, Cliffside. I watched this a while ago and man, it is so good. It's funny, entertaining, and ever so slightly unhinged at times, but overall it was a very fun watch. And you would be blind as f*** to not notice some details that clearly influenced Murder Drones. Take a gander at this concept art. If this doesn't scream Liam Vickers, then I don't know what to tell you. From the early and rough designs of the Murder Drones showcasing different emotions and limb transformations, to these terrifying, sinister, and downright creepy designs. And oddly enough, it fits the vibe of this show flawlessly. Like, they really nailed it with the expressions, the outfits, and the use of colors as well. You know, looking back, it's no surprise this show got the attention of millions. I would say it really put a lot of credit to Glitch's name and their company. It showed how talented the team is and how inventive they can be. Quick side note, almost a year ago, I made a review on the final season of Meta Runner, where I bravely stated this. Glitch has separated itself from the SMG4 channel and is embracing several creative directions such as Sunset Paradise and Murder Drones, with Meta Runner being its biggest accomplishment thus far. Now bear in mind, this was around the time episode 1 of Murder Drones was out and was literally catching fire. So going back to what I said, so that was a f***ing lie. Clearly, Murder Drones is Glitch's best work in terms of animation and story. Not only that, but the characters are genuinely intriguing. Uzi, N, V, J, Tessa, you know, the main characters essentially. All very interesting individuals. The same goes for the look/tone of the show. The horror elements are what really holds us up and keeps me engaged throughout the episodes. And this is coming from a guy who's not into horror. Bottom line, Murder Drones works and it knows exactly what it wants to be, and that's something that I genuinely appreciate and love about this. And speaking of love, allow me to run you through what specifically I love about Murder Drones. What I loved. The action. The action is super creative and expressive. Whether it's taking place in the air or on solid ground, the scenes can really shine in their own right with zero dialogue needed. While the use of slow-mo is repetitive, you do get a sense of who's really in danger and who is the danger. One of the things I like to look into is behind the scenes and get a rough idea of how these moments came to be. It makes me appreciate the work put into some of the best action sequences. The vibe. As I said, horror is definitely not my thing, but if it's done entertainingly well like it is here, then you know you've done something right. Murder Drones is the near perfect blend of horror and comedy. It does not hold back on the robot gore and the disturbing imagery. It can get slightly intense at times and the build up can just really suck you in, but that's honestly the fun part. The story. I see the story as two sides of a coin. On one side, you have the mystery that only gets better and better the more you dive deeper into the lore. And on the other side, there is the holes that it leaves behind that can leave you puzzled and a little lost. This is something I'll get into later, but it might just be me. It seems like the story of Murder Drones keeps you on your toes, but it also keeps you guessing. This is what I assume the biggest intrigue for most viewers of the show. Its unpredictability. Character design. I gotta say, the models for every character in this show look simple yet amusing. I say simple because when you think about it, every worker drone has the same body type but with different heights, clothes, and hairstyles. However, some can be distinct to the point where they have different personalities. I think where it really shines is when you look at the Murder Drones. Each of them have a very distinct look and body shape. For example, this is the character V, and notice how she's got these wasp-like legs, curves that look like they resemble the hips of a human female, and I don't know, her hair's different. Then you got humans like Tessa, who are literally just a black silhouette. I like that design choice. The point is, everyone has something that sets them apart from the crowd. Animation, glitch. Need I say more? They well and truly excelled with the animation. It almost justifies why the gap between episodes are so large, because this looks expensive. I mean, the level of polish and quality can look insane at times. You just gotta appreciate the effort. Sure, it's no Across the Spider-Verse or The Last Wish level of 3D animation, but who cares? Murder Drones is its own little thing, and it should speak volumes how well it's doing in the indie animated shows community. Voice cast. As per usual, Glitch has had a very good record of casting choices. This time is no different. Everyone's performance, big or small, sounded genuine and full of energy, and that's to be expected from professionals. There really isn't much else to say apart from that every single cast member does a phenomenal job bringing these characters to life. So with all the positives out the way, I think you know what comes next. What has me concerned? The comedy. The comedy isn't so much of a problem. I would say it's more the comedic timing in some instances. You may recall me saying that Murder Drones can really build up intense scenes, but something that overstays its welcome at least 80% of the time is the poor comedic timing. In other words, tension killers. This is something I started to notice every so often and would kind of dull moments down for me. In my personal opinion, these things can really ruin the momentum built up from an intense scene and can come off a little silly at times. The dialogue. Hear me out. The dialogue isn't terrible. What is terrible are the things that can be shoved in there that come off really forced. Self-awareness can be done right and can come off clever. However, it can also come across as bland and unnatural. A good example of this was in episode 1. 𝗧𝗪 practically shouts her character traits and how she's feeling. We as the audience can clearly catch on to that, so at times it feels unnecessary to have that in the dialogue. The tone. Okay, so from what I understand about murder drones is that it's centered around this concept. Murder drones are at the top of the food chain and they need to kill the worker drones for their warm, sweet oil to avoid overheating and dying, while the worker drones build walls to keep themselves safe. But then they let a murder drone into their home because he's sorry for murdering potential friends or family members. Now think about it. These guys could have been fathers, husbands, or brothers, and they've been killed, and it's played off like a joke. Understandable, since this show is a comedy, but most of these deaths are played off like a joke, and it comes across as very tone deaf. Especially considering the character Doll and her whole motivation. Her parents were killed by a murder drone and her whole shtick is trying to cure herself of the absolute solver while also getting revenge on her deceased parents. My point is, it feels like there are hardly any repercussions for the several deaths in the series, especially since we've seen what the loss of a loved one can do to someone. The pacing. Murder Drones tends to set up a lot of plot points and lore, and while it's fun to discover and explore these aspects, it does leave some loose ends that I'm concerned won't be tied up by the end of the season. Something that doesn't help with this is the pacing in some episodes. A lot can unfold in 20 minutes, and some of it can be missed. This is probably why theories are so popular in the Murder Drones community. The pacing can be a little difficult to keep up with, and I'd much prefer it if we could slow things down and focus on at least 2 plot points per episode instead of multiple. This is nothing serious, it really isn't. It just depends on the type of viewer you are. If you're a casual like myself, then you're most definitely gonna find yourself rewatching an episode or two. And I just wish that wasn't the case. So that's pretty much everything that I liked and some concerns I had. So now there's really only one thing left to discuss. Overall thoughts, I like Murder Drones. I like it a lot. The story really hooks you in the more you watch, and I'm pretty certain if you make it to episode 3, you're hooked. No ifs, no hows, no buts, you're in, whether you like it or not. It's just got that effect on people. The soundtrack is pretty good too. I wouldn't go as far to say that I can listen to this on repeat, but for what it is, it's good. There are some straight bangers like Disassembly Required and others like Give Me a Hand that are just chilling to listen to, but that's something you'd expect from something like Murder Drones. The characters are so engaging and easy to follow. Likeable characters such as N really get you obsessed with his whole persona of being this optimistic and caring murderous robot. You just can't help but care about him. Then there are more complex characters like 𝗧𝗪𝗓, who can come across quite arrogant and aggressive, but deep down you can tell that they're considerate and kind-hearted. Adding that extra layer of depth to your character does a lot for them in the long run. Speaking of these two, they've clearly developed a relationship as the episodes go on, but there's definitely some big twist that's being set up that has yet to be confronted. And I like how the show doesn't lean too much into their romance. Like, they're not an official couple, and given the circumstances, it's kind of a will they, won't they situation. If they do in fact go full on 𝗧𝗪𝗓 x N officially, I'll be okay with it. It's just a shame that some people on the internet just can't accept that. For context, a couple of weeks ago over on Twitter, or should I say X now, fucking stupid, a certain hashtag was trending, and that was the hashtag Murder Drones fandom strike. Fans were striking against the community for toxic users bullying, harassing, and even doxing talented artists over a ship. Yes, this actually happened. Take a look at this folder of Murder Drones fan art. Now tell me, what about any of this harms you or upsets you in any way? The answer should be nothing, because at the end of the day, it's just artwork and nothing more. I'm saying all this because it sucks. It really sucks how inevitable something like this would be. When a show gets popular, you're gonna get the rational fans, but you'll also get the crazy ones. Overall, Murder Drones leaves a lot open up for interpretation, and if that's not a clear setup for a season 2, then I really don't know what is. I can't say right now that I am super into it like I am with Meta Runner, but this show is brimming with potential, and by the looks of things, 𝗃𝐿 and Liam are not wasting a single second of it. 𝗃𝐿 has already started working on their next project in collaboration with yet another animation channel, and it certainly looks
Welcome to the amazing digital circus!
different. That's the best way I can put it. But when 𝗃𝐿 finally decides to give us a release date, I'll be there no matter what. With that being said, thank you for watching.